if anyone done that program, please tell me. If not, I'll explain the coding. Okay, so after that we will go with remaining function topics. Okay, if anyone done that, or if yeah, tell me. If anyone tries the roll the dice program.
No, sir.
No, no one. Okay, so no problem. I'll explain the coding which I have done. So, and also I have explained the logic which I have done in my program. Okay, so try to solve that. I'll share the coding. Okay, try to solve your own logic. Okay, so I'll explain that program which I have coded. Okay, so let me see that. Okay, so this is roll the dice program. So in yesterday I have shown a different program that's also roll the dice. This is a little advanced comparing to the next program. So comparing to the yesterday program, okay, so this is little advanced. Here I have used our previous topics till uh, tuple unpacking. Okay, so till tuple unpacking uh, I have used it also in here. Okay, so first we will see the output what uh, it gives. Okay, so I'm going to run this. And this is little advanced compared to yesterday program. Okay, so the welcome to the dice game. Okay, roll the dice game. And in yesterday I have not print these rules and regulations. Here I have added this. Okay, so first it prints welcome to roll the dice game, and after that it prints these hyphens. So here I have printed 300 hyphens here. Okay, after that it prints rules. In first rule you have two dice to rotate. In yesterday program we have seen only one dice. Okay, in this program we have two dice to rotate and you have 5 chances to win. Okay, so in yesterday program so I'm using only one player. In this program I have using 2 players for playing the roll the dice game. Okay, so if you want to play this game, press Y or press N. If I press Y, it goes to next. Okay, so player 1, enter your name please. I'm going to enter Shankar. Okay, player 2, enter your name please. I'm going to enter Dinesh. Okay, so it prints like this. Shankar and Dinesh, welcome to the game. Okay, so Dinesh, you own the task, you play first. Okay, so here I am using flip concept. Okay, the it automatically turns choose the player which player is going to toss first or roll the dice first. Okay, so it automatically choose. Here I am using a random function for choosing a player. Okay, so enter R for rolling your dice. Here I am going to type R. Okay, so dice is rolling. Okay, so in first player is Dinesh, and Dinesh, wow, you got 3 and 4 because here I am using 2 dice. Okay, so in first dice I have the Dinesh get 3, and second dice the Dinesh get 4. Okay, So after that the chances automatically goes into Shankar. Okay, now the chances now Shankar stand. Okay, so here I give or the dice is rolling. Here I am using time delay concept. Okay, so time delay here I gave 3 seconds for executing next slide. Okay, so now you can see here Shankar, wow, you get 2 and 1. Okay, so first dice I get 2 and second dice I get 1. Okay, and this is beginner level program. Okay, so all should try this. Okay, you can clear concepts by developing your or any beginner level program. Okay, I'll suggest this for your first program. Okay, then now you can see here, so the first round Shankar won 3 points and Dinesh won 7 points. Okay, so because we have 2 players, right, so the 2 players have completed their chances. The first round has been completed, right? Okay, so and it automatically goes to second round. Okay, the first chance is Dinesh. Okay, because Dinesh won the toss. So here I run or, so it takes 2 seconds, and then Dinesh, wow, you got 4 and 5. Okay, so then it chances goes to Shankar. It gives here I give or and rolling the dice. So Shankar, you get 6 and 4. The second round ends. Okay, so Shankar won 13 points and Dinesh won 16 points. Okay, so it added the both value, first round value and second round value, and prints here. Okay, so you can see the Shankar gets 6 and 4 in second round, and in first round he get 2 and 1, and totally he gets 13 points, and Dinesh won 16 points. Actually Dinesh in second he has 4 and 5, and first he has 3 and 4, totally 7 and 9, 16 points he have got. Okay, so in third round it automatically goes to Dinesh turn. So here I am going to give or rolling the dice. Okay, Dinesh, so you get 4 and 1. So now the Shankar's chance. The third round completed. In the end of third round, Shankar won 19 points and Dinesh won 21 points. Okay, this is fourth round. Now Dinesh chance. So totally we have 5 rounds, right? So Dinesh has 2 and 2, and now Shankar chance. The fourth round end of fourth round, Shankar won 31 and Dinesh won 25. And here give or. Now the Dinesh turn 2 and 2. Okay, after now this is Shankar's turn. Rolling the dice, Shankar get 4 and 1. The fifth round, right? The fifth round, Shankar won 36 points and Dinesh won 29 points. Wow, Shankar, you won this and you got 36 points. Okay, and you get 7 higher than Dinesh. So it prints the total points which I have get in the game. Okay, so, and also how much points you have get higher than your opponent. Here I get 7 points higher than my opponent, that is Dinesh. It also prints that logic also. Okay, so if you want to play this game, press Y or N. If I give N, the program has ended. It prints thank you, and automatically the cursor have outed from the program. Okay, so this is the concept of roll the dice game which I have developed it. Okay, so this is beginner level program. I'll explain the coding also. Okay, so you all try to solve this. Okay, so I'll explain the coding. So first I have imported a random function. Okay, random function already we have seen in previous classes. The random function is used to take a value randomly. Okay, so if we want to shuffle that value, we can shuffle randomly. If I want to get a value from particular starting point to particular ending point, I can get randomly. Okay, so random by using random module I can get the value. Okay, in each time it prints different value. Okay, if I give 0 as the starting point and 6 as the ending point, in each time it prints different value. Okay, that is random function. Okay, so here I am using time module for time delaying. Okay, then after that this is the syntax of time module, time dot sleep, and here you have to pass your parameter, that is how many times or how many seconds you have to delay your program. Here I have gave 2 seconds. Okay, so after the 2 seconds and it comes with here, so the program comes with here and it prints welcome to roll the dice game. Okay, then before and after I give some star symbol for decoration. Okay, so and before here I am using /n for new line and /t for so tabbing. Okay, so here you can see here it is it prints one line after, and here we have 3 tabs in here. Okay, and the next line I give one line spacing after that. So here I am using string multiplication. You can see here, so I am multiplying the hyphen, that is minus, into 300. Okay, that's why I am getting these 300 hyphens in here. Okay, here I am using string multiplication, and here I have printed the rules. Okay, so then here I just give underline for the rule. Okay, so then after that here I am printing the rules. Here I have used 2 rules. One is you have 2 dice to rotate, and another one is you have 5 chances to win. Okay, so you can see here I have typed both lines in same print statement. Okay, and here you can see both are in different line. Okay, so here I am using line spaces for getting the accurate printing. Okay, so that's all. Here I am using single line for here I am using single line, and after that here I am using double line spacing. Okay, so here I am using double line spacing. After that I give some /t's for escaping sequence. After that I have printed the second rule. You have 5 chances to win. Okay, so then here I have declared some variable stars equal to 1, roll equal 0, mem equal to empty list. This is empty list. Okay, so we have no elements in here. It's just a brackets. Okay, and here also I give some empty list. Okay, and this is function. So I'll explain later what I have done in this roll function. Okay, so the program have started from here. Okay, so first I give a equal to empty string, because here I am using a. If I not gave here, it prints error. Okay, because here I am using while a not equal to y, or y a not equal to x. Okay, it asks where you declare your a variable. Okay, so Python asks me, that means Python gives an error. Okay, it's not asking anything, so it prints error. So where you are giving your a variable. Okay, so that's why here I have declared a equal to some string. Okay, So then after here I am going to compare the value. Okay, so while a not equal to y or a not equal to x. Okay, so that's and after that here I am using a as a input. Okay, normally if you give a input statement, uh, it gets a string value. Okay, so if you want integer or float, you have to convert here. Okay, if you want int value, you have to give here as a int. So before input function, you have to give like this. Okay, like this, and you have to pass your input inside the int. Okay, so int. And if you want float, you can use float here. So if you want string, you don't do you don't give anything in front of input, because it is normally get your input in string form. Okay, so input get the input function gets the input from users as a string form. Okay, the answer string data type. Okay, the A is a string, right? So here I am using while a not equal to while a not equal to y or a not equal to x. The logic is if the a has no y or x, the program goes into the while loop. If the a has n or y, it goes here. If it is n, the user gives n, it goes to if statement, and the if user gives y, it goes into while statement. Okay, so if user give any other values like z or any other alphabets or any other integer values, the while loop runs repeatedly. Okay, it prints if you want to play this game, press y, if it prints again and again. So when the user prints either y or x, it goes into here. So otherwise it prints again and again. These two lines, like the while and the input line, runs repeatedly. Okay, so then if the user gives n, so it goes into here. If a equal n, right? So the condition has satisfied, right? If the user gives n, the condition has satisfied. So the program goes into here and prints thank you. Okay, so if you want to play this game, press y or press n. So if they not want to play the game, okay, so they press n, it automatically goes into here. So and it prints thank you. After that I am using break. Okay, the break is used to break the while loop here. Okay, so it breaks the loop which the loop has nearly to the break function. Okay, so here in this while is near to this break function, right? So it prints the while the program has ended. Okay, so if the user gives y, and it goes to the another while loop. Okay, in here if the user gives y, it goes to here, and so if the dice has 6 phases, right? So in each dice has 6 phases, and each phase has 1 to 6 values, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, here I have using min and max as a variables. In minimum variable I have declared 1, and maximum variable I have declared 6. Okay, so it's just a variable declaration because we have 6 phases in roll dices. Okay, and here I have get the name from players, so player 1 and player 2. Okay, so here I converted the user input into uppercase. Here also I converted the user input to lower case, because here I am using lower cases. Okay, so if I have not given this, if the user if the user prints uppercase y, okay, so the condition has not satisfied and it automatically uh, loops into these two lines, okay. So that's why I'm giving a lower case, that's why I'm converted into lower case, okay. If the user gives small letter y, no problem, it converts into lower case, and if the user gives uppercase y, no problem, it will convert into lower case, okay. So the function, okay, the loops automatically satisfied, right. So here I have declared here, right. So here I am using lower cases, okay, that's why I have converted here into lower, okay. So here also if the user prints in capital letter, no problem, or if the user gives their name in small letter, it automatically convert into uppercase, and here also it convert into uppercase. After that I have printed both names, okay. So player 1 and player 2, welcome to the game, okay. That's all. After that, here I am using flip function, that is I make coin toss function using random module, okay. So you can see here I have given alias name of random is rd, so, okay, that's why I am using rd dot randint equal to 0 comma sorry randint, and give the value, this is starting value and this is ending value, okay. There is 0 and 1, okay. So the random function, it prints if it is prints 0, in next time it prints 1, okay. So if it is it prints simultaneously, okay. So that's why I am using a randint function, okay. So it prints the both value randomly, okay. So and if the toss equals 0, if the toss equals 0, here I have chosen player 1 equal to toss equals 0, okay. So if toss equals 0, the player 1 gets his chance, okay. And if toss equal 1, player 2 gets a chance, okay. Then it prints player 1, you won the toss, you play first if toss equals 0, okay. So then another if else, okay. So 0 or if toss equal 1, it goes into here, right. So here I am using here I pass player 2. So if the player 2 gets a chance, you won the toss and you play first, it prints the player 2 name, and it prints like this, okay. You can see here I have not saved the player's name in any, okay. Here I have just printed the player 1 have to get a chance if it is if the toss equals 0, or if toss equals 1, the player 2 gets chance, okay. I just printing here, okay. So after that, here I am using I have declared uy as a variable, and I have passed my function into here, okay. So in this concept we have seen yesterday, so during tuple unpacking, okay. So here I return the values in tuple form from a roll function, and I have stored into uy. After that I have unpacked them, okay. So after that I have unpacked them from ui. Then next step I have declared ui equal to empty tuple, because in first, so if the function if the program runs in first time, the tuple value has stored into ui, right. So if I am going to give yes in one more time, so I have to play the game repeatedly. So if I am going to give in second time yes, so here it gives error, because ui equal to ui has some values, okay. Ui has some values. So Python prints ui, your variable has some tuple values, you have not passed your functions into your UI variable, so it prints like that. So that's why here I have declared a empty value. Okay, so I have empty the UI. Okay, so after that here I have comparing which player gets a higher value, and both are having same points, or both are getting same points, or uh, if mem greater than mem1, and here if it is, and next ellipse statement I have compared both are equal, and another after that, so if the less than mem1, it goes here. If mem equal mem1, it goes here. Okay, then I'll explain the function which I have used here, that is roll function. Okay, so the function is here. Here I have used some variable declaration. Okay, then here I have stored toss value into flip. Okay, because so toss equal 0 or toss equal 1, it depends on the random function, right? Here here. Okay, so I want to I want to store a value, or I want to maintain the value till my program ends. So I want to maintain that toss value till the program ends. That's why I am transferring, or I have copying the value into flip. Okay, here I have 0. If it is toss equals 0, I have flip also have 0, and toss equal 0, right? Simply here I am storing the toss value into flip. Okay, and next I have declared round equals 0. Okay, that's integer, and here you can see while play not equal to or, and roll less than or less than 11. Okay, so we have 5 chances, right? Okay, so here we have 5 chances, and we have 2 players, and each player have 5 chances. So totally we have to loop 10 times. Okay, we have to loop 10 times, but we have 5 rounds, right? So we have 5 rounds, and each player has 5 chances, and totally we have 10 loops. Okay, I'll explain clear here. So that's why I have given less than 11, roll equal to less than 11. Okay, so if the roll equal 10, it breaks the while loop. Okay, here I have given a control flow. So if roll equal 11, it breaks. Okay, so in each loop the roll is adding one value. Okay, so adding 1. So here I have given 0, and in first loop the roll equal 1, and second loop roll equal 2, and third loop roll equal 3, and 10th loop roll equal 10, and 11th loop roll equal 11, and here it breaks the while loop. Okay, so and if it is breaks, and it comes here, and then it performs this control logic and prints which logic has satisfied or has true condition. It prints that statement. Okay, so here here I am using play equal to input. Okay, so the enter R for rolling your dice, right? So here I have converted the user input value into uppercase. Okay, so in next line I have printing roll the dice. Okay, so after that I am using 2-second delay, so for rolling purpose. Okay, it's not necessary. So if I just give 2 seconds. Okay, so if you see it, the computer takes time to, if it okay, it is not necessary. So it makes again in it makes game is quite interesting. Okay, so it makes quite interesting. So for that's why I'm giving time dot sleep equal 2 seconds. Okay, so after that, here I have given play equal or. So if the value is or, it goes to here. So if the user enters instead of or, okay, so if the user enters any other value, this loop repeatedly runs. Okay, so when the user gives or, it will go to here. If it is not, the for line runs repeatedly. Okay, so after that, here I check if flip equal 0. Okay, flip means task value. If flip equal 0, so the player, okay, so flip equal 0, player 1 process have done here, and if flip equal 1, and the player 2 process is here. Okay, so the player 2 logic is here. So here I have declared two random functions for because we have two dice, right? So here I have to print two dice value. So in each dice value, here I have minimum and maximum variables, and minimum I have 1 and maximum I have 6, right? So in each loop it prints different values from 1 to 6. Okay, so here I have choose this value into R1 and this value into R2, and after that I have printed the player on wow, you get R1 and R2. Okay, so after that you can see here, so meme equal to empty list, right? So in each loop the value R1 and R2 appended to the meme list. Okay, in each loop the R1 and R2 values is going to append into meme, that is mem. Okay, so here you have now passed two arguments in single append function. Okay, that's why I'm giving two append functions. First is mem dot append R1 and mem dot append R2. Okay, so here I'm going to change flip equal 1. Okay, so now the flip equal 1. Okay, so by the next loop, so this condition is not satisfied because flip equal 0. Here I make flip equal to 1, right? So it automatically goes into here. Here also I am using R1 and R2 because, so in this condition I have stored the R1 and R2 value into mem. Okay, so here now the R1 and R2 is free. So I am using same R1 and R2 to save the another player dice value. Okay, so here I have printed the same process done here. So after that here I am using mem1. So mem1 for player 2, so I am going to append into mem1. Okay, so here also I am using two append functions for appending R1 and R2 into mem1. So after that here I gave a flip equal 0. Okay, so now you can see here, so here flip equal 0. So then by the next loop this condition is true and goes here, and here the flip equal 1 after that loop, because in the first loop if flip equal 0 it goes here and flip equal to 1, and by the second loop, okay, by the second loop it checks here flip equal 1, so goes into here, and by the third loop it performs this statement, and by the fourth loop it performs this statement, and fifth this performs this, and fifth and this performs this statement. Okay, so the both functions if and else statements runs simultaneously. Okay, so it automatically flips the chances to the player. Okay, so now you can understand this concept. Okay, right? So after that here I have empty the play function, because in each loop the play I want to ask enter enter R for rolling your dice. I want to ask the input. Okay, so that's why I'm empty that value. Okay, so play equal empty. So if it goes here and checks the value, and it makes flip equal to 1. After that, when it goes to this line, so the play equal empty. So and it goes here and checks, oh, it is empty. Then it moves on to the existing loop, play not equal to R. Okay, because the play is not equal to R, right? It has only empty string, and goes here, and it asks the play input. So enter R for rolling your dice. Okay, so in each loop it asks enter R for rolling your dice. Okay, so here you can see we have to run, we have to loop 10 times, because we have 5 chances in each player. Okay, and I have to show the first round completion and second round completion and third round and fifth round and fourth round completion. Okay, I have to print also that concept. Okay, so here I'm using if statement. Okay, so after that I'm using the finding even or odd method in here. Okay, so I'm using modulus operator. If roll when the roll variable gets even value and the condition has satisfied it and goes into here, the round function has 1, right? So round function has 1 and it prints. Here I am using some so print formatting in strings. Here I am using F string literal, you can see here. So here I give F in front of double quotes, and I am using some escape sequences and the round, that is here I am passing round variable into the curly braces. Okay, so if in when 2 loops completes, it goes here and round gets 1, right? So round gets 1 value. After that it prints the first round player 1. Okay, at 1 sum of mem, that is I have stored some values in mem. Okay, it sums that value and prints what value the player 1 gets. Okay, so after, here also the same process. I sum the mem1 list. Okay, I have summed the mem1 list, and it prints what points player 2 gets. Okay, then finally we have some values in mem, and we have some values in mem1. Okay, and we have 10 in roll. Okay, so after completion of 5 rounds. Okay, so here this concept we have seen in yesterday class. Okay, so here I have declared one more. Okay, here I have declared one more list. Okay, so one more list W. So I am going to append the sum of mem. Okay, so this is out of the loop, right? You can see here, and this functions are in the out of the loop. Okay, so functions are out of the loop. Okay, so here we have some values in mem. Okay, we have I think 10 values in mem, and mem1 has 10 values, 10 elements. Okay, because we have 5 chances in each player, and each player runs 2 dice. Okay, so in each time I have appended 2 elements into mem. Okay, so finally we have 10 elements in mem, and also we have 10 elements in mem1. Okay, so I have appended both into W. Okay, so this is in order form, right? First element is mem, that is player 1 element, and second element is mem1, that is player 2 element, and finally I have appended roll into W, because we can add multiple number of data types into tuple. Okay, so here this is a W's list, right? here I have converted into tuple, and I have written the tuples value from the function of roll. Okay, so you can return only that return only the values in tuple form. Okay, so you have to memorize your order. So here first I have appended mem, and second I have appended mem1, and third I have appended roll. Okay, so you have to memorize the order which you have appended here. So that's why you can or while unpacking you can get correct values. Okay, so now I'm going to here. So ui equal to roll, right? So in ui we have this tuple value. In ui we have this tuple value, right? So here I have declared three values. First one is mem, and second one is mem1, and third one is roll. Correct, right? So here first I have appended mem, and second I have appended mem1, and third I have appended roll. Okay, so I have unpacked them in the same order which I have appended in the roll function. Okay, so after that I have to empty the ui variable. Here I have stored the values which I have unpacked them into mem1 and roll. So now mem has player 1 value, and mem2 has player 2 value, and roll is how many rounds or how many loops have done here. Okay, so first I am going to compare mem is greater than mem1. So player 1 is greater than player 2, so it prints like, wow, player 1 you won this and you got mem is that value, right? So you got mem point. Okay, so here I give points. Okay, so and you get mem minus mem1. If the mem greater than mem1, that is player 1 get greater value, greater points compared to player 2, so it minus the value, it subtract the value, and it prints like and you get some value higher than player 2. Okay, so then elif statement here, if mem equal mem1 and roll equal 10. Okay, because if the 10 loops have completed and also the mem equal mem1 are equal, both the condition are satisfied, so it goes into here and print player 1 player 2, you both got same points. Okay, so that is mem, because both are same points, we can call any one of them, right? Here I am using mem, so match is draw, that's all. Okay, so at then else, if the two conditions are not satisfied, we have only one condition is balanced, that is mem lesser than mem1. Okay, so you have not you don't know necessary. Okay, so you don't necessary to declare one more elif in here, because we have only one chance, that is else elif lesser than statement. Okay, so that's why I am here using else. Okay, so if mem less than mem2, it automatically goes into else statement. Okay, then it prints like, wow, player 1, just a minute, I have to change into player 2 here. Okay, so wow, player 2, you won this and you got here I have to change mem1, right? So you got mem1 point. Okay, here mem1 minus mem. Okay, so you can see here I am doing subtraction from mem to mem1. Here I am doing mem1 to mem. Okay, so higher than player 1. Okay, so at the end of the program I am going to empty the a value. Okay, the a value. Okay, if the a is empty and it loops into here, it returns into here, and when the program gets finished or get completed, it automatically the a value is empty. That's why it automatically comes into here, and it asks again, if you want to play this game, press Y or N. Okay, so I'm going to run one more time. So now you can understand what happening here, right? So I have printed welcome to roll the dice game, and rules you have to dice to rotate, and you have 5 chances to win. Here I am going to give Y. So first player name Shankar. Here I give the name in lower case. Okay, so Dinesh. It automatically converts into uppercase, right? Here you can see here Shankar and Dinesh, welcome to the game. Dinesh, you won the toss. Okay, so Dinesh has won the toss, and you play first. So enter R for rolling your dice. I'm going to give R. Okay, so it takes 2 seconds delay, right? And Dinesh, wow, you get 2 and 6, and now Shankar's chance. I'm going to hit it faster because already we have seen these steps, right? That is second round, and this third one, fourth one, fifth one, sorry, that is fourth one. Okay, so I'm going to play one more time. Enter name Shankar and Dinesh. Okay, somewhat, and or rolling the dice. Okay, first round. So because in the second pair I have not given anything, okay, that's why it printing Shankar won 34 points, and some spaces won 52 points. Okay, that is fourth round, and this is fifth round. Shankar won 55 points, and something in that time I have not given any names while running that. Okay, so that's why printing like the empty string here. So the empty string, wow, you won this and you got 69 point, and you get 14 point higher than Shankar. Okay, so now you get the exact answer, right? So next, I don't want to play this game, that's why I give N. It simply prints thank you, and it comes out from program. Okay, so now you can understand this. It is clear. You want the
Yes,
board?
sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir,
Yeah,
please explain the if role is comparing with percentile 2. What's
yeah.
that? I didn't understand, sir.
Yes, I'll explain. So in here, right? So we have two players, and in each player we have 5 chances, right? So in each player we have 5 chances. Totally we have two players. Totally we have 10 chances. Okay, so totally we have 10 chances because first player has 5 chances and second player has 5 chances. Okay, totally we have 10 chances. Okay, so I want to loop 10 times. Okay, I want to loop this while in 10 times. Okay, so in here uh, okay, so the first round is player 1 and player 2 uh, have to complete their turns. Okay, so that's why the first round has completed, right? In each round the player 1 and player 2 have to complete their chances. Okay, in each round we have two chances. One is player 1 chance and another one is player 2 chance. Okay, so in each round we have to run this while loop in 2 times. Okay, So here I am using roll plus equal to 1. Okay, in each loop it adding, like in first loop roll equal to 1, and second time roll equal to 2, and third time roll equal 3. Okay, so when the roll equal even, so means when the roll is equal to even, that means, so when the two players have completed their chances, it okay, so it, the while loop, it is in second looping condition, right? So if in the first loop the player 1 has completed his chance, and second loop the player 2 has completed their chance. Okay, so if roll equal to, okay, and it comes into here, and here I have created one more variable, that is round. If the while loop completes their two loops, and here round get one value. Okay, so if it is 4 and round get 2, if it is 6 and round get 3, and if it is 8 and round gets 4, and if it is 10, the round gets 5, right? And it prints the value, or like when roll has even values, it prints the first round has completed. If roll has two loops have completed in here, that's why the roll gets 2, right? So if the roll equal 2 and the first round has completed, and if the roll equal 4, the second round is completed, and roll equal 6 and third round is completed, and roll equal 8 and the fourth round is completed. When the roll equal 10, okay, the fifth round is completed, right? That's why I am using the even, odd or even concept here. Okay, so the modulus operator is used to find the remainder, right? So if the roll has 2 and it's divided by 2, we have 0. Okay, the condition has satisfied, then it comes into here, and round equal to 1, then it prints this print statement. Okay, so after that, when the roll has 4 and it comes into here, so it divided by 2, and we have no remainder, right? So if roll is 3, I am going to divide by 2, the remainder is 1. So the condition is not satisfied if the roll has even value, that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so the remainders are 0, so then it goes into here. Okay, so the round value gets 1 by adding 1, it comes from 5 rounds. Okay, so round equal 5. So when the round equal 5, the loops get breaked. Okay, that is the condition I have given here. The round is 5 and a roll is equal to 10, right? So when the roll equal 10, it comes into another loop. So here the one roll equal 10 already, and here the one more value has added, so the roll equal 11, then it comes into here, the condition has satisfied. Okay, here I gave break. Okay, so the loop has breaked. Okay, and then it comes. Okay, when the loop has breaked, it comes out of the while loop and to here. So then here I have do some logics for converting a list into tuple, and after the return statement, the function has completed. Okay, it's clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I'll share the coding to your group. Okay, so take a look at it, and if you have any doubts, ask me, and try to do your own concept. Okay, so to printing these lines and this logic. Okay, so I'll share the coding. Okay, thank you all. We'll see you in tomorrow. See you on tomorrow. Thank you.